Hello everyone, welcome back to my post-processing PPE where I explain how I got the final results to this image. So what we're starting off doing is going into Photoshop using the spot heal brush to remove most of the imperfections you can see me going over in this. I just wanted to be able to get a clear and consistent background going on, and as you can see I'm also removing sometimes when you're shooting you're getting some of that fuzz that's on the image sensor. So now what I'm going to do is in the right hand corner you can see me going in and removing little parts of the shingle that was in the right side of the image to clean that up and get everything going. And then I go back in with the spot heal brush and I start removing some of the imperfections that are on the model's skin. This is very good to when you're before you start going to Retouch Academy to be able to get a clean surface over the skin, and it will help you deliver a better result. So this is what we're going after. You can see I'm removing some of the arm imperfections, kind of getting it more consistent. I'll always say start off by getting a clean base. You always want a clean base within what you're doing. Removing some of the hand spots as well. And then right now I'm just kind of going over seeing what I missed, and now we're starting on the chest. And you can use many different tools to actually get different results in removing imperfections, but I always find that the spot heal brush helps the process, especially getting things along a lot quicker. And you have to understand this, well, when you're editing you don't always have to zoom in so close to it. A lot of people, they're not going to actually see and view the image that close, in 300% and so on and so forth. So make sure you're not, killing yourself by, trying to get every single imperfection that is there. It's very important when you're editing human skin that you remember that it is a human and that it's going to have its colorations or imperfections. We want to, not remove skin texture, but just kind of diminish the imperfections that are on it and kind of give it a clean surface. So you can see we just did that on the chest, and now we're just going around to the elbows, getting that correct as well. I wanted to clean up the neck as well, remove some of the neck spots, just give it a very clean result. Moving some of the mouth lines, smile lines of what most people will call them. And when editing as well, when it comes to skin blemishes such as moles or so on and so forth, depending on who you're working with, I'll always say if the creative direction calls for moles or things like that to be removed, do that. But if it's someone that a model or a subject that's a very, let's say, kind of pronounced feature of them, leave it, depending on what the creative direction is going for. So I'm going back over the image, checking some of the spots, making sure I'm getting everything clean. Then we're going into Retouching Academy. And what I'm going to do is click this and use the 8-bit to start going over and putting the frequency separation tool to use. So I set it sometimes depending on to maybe like 10.1 or around 9. I always keep it between 16 and 9 with the strength. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is go into the brush tool, and we're going to go all the way down to the bottom, and we're going to click the mix brush tool. And what that allows is the frequency separation layer to be mixed in with the texture of the skin, and I'm kind of also going in and controlling the strength of what I want it to be used as. So we're going to start going over the arms and the hands as well. Let's see, let's get that. There we go. And you can always control the flow of the brush and the power of what's going on by just changing, the settings at the top as well. Alright, let's go down a little bit on the brush size. And go back and remove that. And there we go, clean it up a little. Getting it really clean. Alright, and now you can see what it's kind of doing with kind of a little before and after what was going on. So it just smooths things out. It gives the skin a consistent texture. Look how nice that looks. And I'll show you a before, and then we'll go back to an after. So see how that, kind of worked its own process out. So we're going to go back in and kind of clean up a little bit more of what I want to get. Clean up the neck a little bit. Get the chin. Getting a nice smooth skin surface that still holds texture. Remember that texture it's great. You have to remember it's a human that you're editing. So you don't want to, just use the blur tool and remove all texture from the image. Going over the lids a little bit. Alright, perfect. Now we're at this result. Let's get the nose. Clean it up a little bit more. There we go. Alright, let's see what we did. Okay, nice. Alright, let's get that a little bit cleaner. Perfect. Let's zoom in, see what we got. There we go. Alrighty. So now we're going back in and showing what the before was, and here's the after. Alrighty. Now you can see what was done a little bit to the image. Just cleaning it up a little bit. Now we're going to go and get the dodge tool. There we go, and we're going to start, cleaning up the earrings a little. Let me flatten this so these can stand out a little bit more. Let's lower the size of this, brighten it up, dodge it a little bit, then go to the last one. There we go. Brighten that up a little bit as well. Give it a little shine. Perfect. It's all about the details, you guys. Just the simple things that make a huge, change to the image. Let's zoom out, see what we're getting. Alrighty. Now we're going to go into the actual digital skin texture layer, and we're going to go over the skin and clean that up a little bit. And like I said, you can always control the strength of those by the opacity or the flow of this. So let's see the results we're getting. There we go. I'm going back and forth. And always remember, less is more, you guys. Less is more. You never want to over edit a picture. You can always, sometimes give a medium to an under edit where it still looks natural, but I think when you start to over edit, then it doesn't, come across as flattering to most. There we go, get the neck a little bit. Hands. Let's go back and see what we have right here. Alright, nice, nice. Clean the hands up a little bit. Get the neck. Alrighty, now we're gonna go back and see what we're getting. Zoom back in there a little bit. Okay, now we're going with the dodge tool. And I wanted to make her eye shadow stand out a little bit more, so I went in there with the dodge tool and, you know, kind of dodge that out to bring it out a little bit more. See what we're getting, see how it brought it out a lot more than what it was. And then we're going to go back. Let's see. Alright, there we go. We're going to go back into the digital skin texture and kind of go over that to smooth things out a little more. We can go back into dodge and kind of bring up the eyebrows a little more as well. Alright, let's go back. Let's see the results we got. And it's always important when you're editing as well is to kind of, you know, sometimes go in and out of the image to see what's changing. Now we're moving into the color grading aspect, and I'm adding a little bit of contrast within the image. And then what you want to do, being that it was such a heavy contrast and it gave it more vibrant color, is to go back in and you know, remove a little bit of the color from the image in the saturations tool. Now we're just going into the selective coloring and bringing out different aspects of the dress or the skin. As you can see, play around with it. I always tell people that experimentation, you know, helps you a lot when editing to get your own style, you know, and kind of, you know, just an overall feel of what you want to do and accomplish. So now I'm going to the blacks. There we go. Just messing around with different, you know, frequencies, seeing what we want to get for this overall image. You know, the color that, you know, brings out our vision of what we want it to do and what we want the image to look like. Alright, flatten this, there we go. Alrighty, and now we're into the Magic Skin Tone in Retouching Academy. Retouching Academy is an amazing you know, input you can put into Photoshop that will help you edit the image a lot more. Okay, let's see. Alrighty. Alright, so we're going to go in and start with the arm to start evening things out a little bit more. Let's see, there we go. I want to take a little bit more, there we go. A little bit more saturation out, but not too much. Let's see what it looks like. Alright, that looks pretty nice. Go up a little. Okay. And like I said, zooming in and out, you know, helps a lot with kind of giving you an understanding of where you're at in the image as well. So here's a before and after where we are now. Alrighty. Now we're back in. Alright. So what we're going to do is go back to the image. Start dodging a little, giving a little, you know, pop to the image, bringing different aspects of the fingers out and detail that I want to be placed in the image. And then we're going to go right back to the digital skin texture and clean a little things up a little. Get the hands and the fingers. Alright, there we go. We're gonna mix. There we go. Fingers looking nice. And we're almost done, you guys. You'll be surprised how much you know, just the simplest things of color grading can help within an image, you know, from taking it to being one thing to another. And one thing I stress as well is try to get things done correct in camera, and it helps speed along the post-processing aspect of your workflow process as well. Alright, so let's zoom back in there. Let's remove this little imperfection. And what I was just using there was the patch tool as well. The patch tool helps you to, select the general area and then move it and still get consistent texture where you pulled from. Let's look over it. And I'm really pleased with the results of what we got. So we're just looking, seeing anything we can do differently. Let's see, maybe we'll go back into the selective coloring and bring out the dress a little bit. Let's see what we can do. Bring it out, give it some a little life. Nice. Yeah, we'll bring it back the darks a little bit. And here's the final results, you guys. I hope you guys found this very informative, and we will be back with another Photoshop PPE. So I hope you guys enjoy and stay tuned for the next one. Bye, you guys.